Al Jackson has lived on Prince of Wales Island his entire life. For as long as he can remember, there have been accounts of massive creatures living here.
Friends of mine told me when they're hunting, he was about 15 years old and he hunted with an elder. And the old man told him, if you're ever hunting up on Coak Mountain, you have to watch out for those big black gorillas that live up there. He told them that he said they marked their territories by driving these blown down trees into the ground upside down.
In a clearing, 2 cedars weighing nearly 1,000 pounds stand inverted. Each cedar is driven 7 to 8 feet into the ground with roots facing skyward.
The valley that we're looking at was logged in the early 90s. The trees were reported inverted back in the 1940s.
Ali looks for evidence of heavy logging machinery.
The 11-foot cedar has nothing other than very minimal marks on it. Even a grapple would have left some serious marks in order to place it in a completely vertical position.
There's no evidence the trees are a hoax. The local legend is clear what they believe is responsible. Coming up.
We couldn't shake this feeling of being watched.
An island hunter believes he's being hunted. And a top lie detection expert determines whether Thomas Fisher is telling the truth.
As you can see over here, a classic expression of disgust.
I know what I saw, and nobody will ever change my mind.
Alaska, the land of the great unknown. 90,000 square miles of desolate frontier. Over 500 known species of animals live here. And Thomas Fisher is convinced that a large unknown predator, fierce enough to scare a man-eating grizzly, is on the loose.
The bear was huge. All of a sudden, something spooked him. Definitely saw a Sasquatch, and I'll stick by that till the day I die. And nobody will ever change my mind.
Fisher is one of hundreds of Alaskans who has reported an encounter with a Sasquatch. These people all generally have one thing in common. They spend a lot of time in the wilderness for a living. Woody Anderson is a native Alaskan. By tradition, he feeds his family by hunting and fishing.
We've all been hunters all our lives. I started hunting when I was 5 years old.
When he's not in the woods, Woody carves sacred masks for tribal ceremonies and for tourists. But only one thing puts the food on his family's table.
I don't make a lot of money with my carving and stuff, so every day we eat salmon or deer meat. That's the food we feed our families with that. We end up spending a lot of time out in the wilderness.
He hunts nearby Prince of Wales Island. 100,000 acres of dense rainforest.
The island of Prince of Wales is important to me because I've been hunting there all my life with my family, so I know the country. I've been up to the mountaintops and down in the valleys.
With the Alaska winter closing in, Woody takes his last hunting trip of the year to the island.
I took my sister hunting over on Prince of Wales. We're over there for a week. It was raining and blowing one evening. We're going to camp up on this mountain ridge. but the weather was just too nasty. We couldn't even get a fire going. So we drove down to Eagle's Nest. It was already closed for the winter. There was no one there. We pulled into this campsite. We drove in by the bridge, parked there, and tilted the seats back and tried to sleep the best we could.
Woody settles for the night, but senses that something isn't right.
We couldn't shake this feeling of being watched.
The rain stops. Woody's sixth sense as a hunter is alert.
Just really quiet, too quiet. No animal life, no bird activity.
Woody can't believe what he's seeing.
It grabbed me in the chest, the fear. See something that big, that close. He was powerful. He's big shoulders on him. If he wanted to, I think he could have reached through that window and grabbed us and hurt us severely. But he didn't. It was one of those fight or flight kind of fear. You know, if you can get away, get away. If you can't, then you know you're going to have to fight for your life. That's how bad it was. I sat up, I hollered, I screamed.
The menacing beast disappears. An experienced hunter, Woody knows it's a Sasquatch.